Welcome. I'm Richard Hosnone, and I'm your host of the Wisdom Inspired podcast and this YouTube channel. Great to have you here. As you may know, I'm trying to help people around the world, if they're interested in living more of a wisdom-inspired life, to have the free resources to be able to do that. The resources here are very diverse, from very advanced wisdom to simpler, more accessible forms that are very inspiring and inspirational. So check it out. I'm sure there's something here that can help you. And speaking of helping, you can help me help others by subscribing to this channel. It helps others discover the channel more easily. Thank you for your help. Well, there's playlists if you check out on the YouTube channel, and one of them is the Advanced Wisdom playlist, and you see some of the topics that are there, from God-realized avatars and very advanced beings. Lots of great content there. Well, today's episode, it will become part of the Ageless Wisdom series and playlist. And it's drawn from the 24 volumes of the highest esoteric wisdom from the enlightened Tibetan master Zhao Ku, who's part of the spiritual hierarchy responsible for this planet, very advanced being. And he transmitted the 24 volumes and 10,000 plus pages through mental telepathy to Alice Bailey, an American who lived in the United States, including Monterey. If you don't want to read all that, you can get a good insight to it there's a compendium volume called Ponder on This. Last time I checked, there were still a few available on Amazon, so check it out if you're interested. Well, today's topic is about angels and devas. Really the same thing depending on what part of the world and spiritual practices you have. So here's what the Ageless Wisdom has to say about that. Working as members of that hierarchy are a great number of beings called angels by the Christians and devas by the Oriental, which is the eastern part of the world. Many of them have passed through the human stage long ages ago and work now in the ranks of the great evolution parallel to the human, and which is called the Deva evolution. This evolution comprises, among other factors, the builders of the objective planet, they are builders, and the forces under the guidance of God, and the forces which produce, through these builders, every form, familiar or unfamiliar. The Devas cooperate with the hierarchical effort, concern themselves therefore with the form aspect, which is our reality, whilst the other members of the hierarchy are occupied with the development of the consciousness within the form. Okay? So you see the cooperation between members of the hierarchy, of which Zhao Ku is part, the role that the angels and devas play, and that members of the spiritual hierarchy play. Much of this, I'm sure, is new to most of you listening to it, but it is both interesting and inspirational. Okay? Their role in creation, again from the Ageless Wisdom, all forms vibrating to any keynote, namely any vibration, are fabricated by the building devas out of the matter of their own bodies. Okay? Saw that on the previous page. Hence they are called the Great Mother aspect, and for they produce the form out of their own substance. Okay? All of this is more than a little bit difficult for most of us to visualize and understand, but just understand that there's a parallel evolutionary with angels and devas that are an integral part of building the form aspect, that of which we can see. Okay? And they play a very powerful role. This was kind of news to me when I read it, and helps you understand better the very important role they play. Quoting, "If man or woman only realized it, the devas of the astral plane at present largely control what he does and says. His goal of evolution, namely his immediate goal, is to liberate himself from the control in order that he or she, the real ego or thinker, may be the dominating influence. When our soul emerges from the coverings that prevent it from being a great influence in our life, since the ego, small e, is what controls us. So just a brief introduction here into angels/devas. Very powerful role that they play in our world. Just wanted to give you some insights on that. And if you always want to know more, you can always go to mywisdominspiredlife.com. I'm on a mission to try and help people, and it's all part of a journey, and I really appreciate you being part of the journey today and look forward to continuing it with you.